Okay, welcome everybody. It's Christina Merkley. It's one of my process pop-ups, and it is December 30th, so right smack in the middle of 2020's oh so interesting holidays. This attracts people from all over, so we'll see who comes today. I'm going to start with sharing a screen here in a sec. And since we've got some new faces, you may have seen some of these are recorded and they're shared. And you may have seen it on the YouTube channel that I have. If not, maybe you're coming cold, so it helps to understand what's happening here. So I'm just going to share a quick visual chart to set the scene about what we do here in the process. And it's continuing to unfold. I think this is number, oh, don't quote me, I'm terrible, but something like 27 or 28. So these originally started, hopefully you're seeing the chart. And over here with the desired outcomes, this is support during these transformative, crazy, kooky times. Come as you are, everything is welcomed. It's for work, assistance with inner work, so processing of thoughts and emotions, body sensations, etc. It's a revolutionary act, in my opinion, to do that. It's an ongoing online community. It has what I'm attempting to do here. It's continuity through these times. A little through line. I also have, I'm offering, if you're okay with having a session recorded, I'm doing free visual coaching sessions with individuals. Some of you here have already done those, so thank you for doing that. That allows me to work more deeply with people over a longer chunk of time, and then also create a library so that people can do parallel processing. They can look through the YouTube channel, hopefully quickly assess those titles and find stuff that will help them depending on what's going on. So you can find that as well on my Shift to Coach site under the free support. I talked about mentioning different kinds of visual tools here. Some of them are spontaneous. Lately, I've been doing a lot of self-inquiry, so that's just from a blank sheet of paper, digital sheet of paper, but sometimes I'm using tools. And I'm kind of the queen of visual templates for coaching. I've created 40 plus tools, and I've cherry picked out some of them that I think are useful, particularly for what's going on in our times. And you'll find those on the process pop-up page that you signed up for to be here. Sometimes people don't understand their stuff there. So if you scroll down that page, you'll find a whack of visual tools. And depending what happens today, I may be using some of those visual tools. So it can be helpful to have that tool to use on your own end as well. Roles and rules and stuff here. This is a co-creation. I host them. Yes, I am a seasoned coach and facilitator, energy worker, various things in the midst of a Kundalini unfoldment. So I bring that to the table, but you all bring who you are, the incredible people and sages you are as well. So I love doing these. I never know what's going to happen. They're different every time. Different people come. It's a different time in the world. Different things are rising to the surface. So we'll see what happens today. And we're also working holistically. So we're working at the head, the heart, and the belly gut level. In terms of norms, just kind of some meeting rules, the ways I like to operate the space. Just be yourself. Be yourself, let other people be themselves. We may be from radically different points of view or places in the world or on the political spectrum or whatever it might be. I'm really about healthy discourse and holding space for all. So please help me and join me in doing that. Own your own experience. At times, it's very easy to slip into you, and kind of generalizations. So I may pop up and say I, and invite you to turn it around into I statements. Makes it easier for others to hear. You're welcome to come and go however you like. If you leave, I ask that you please just drop a little note in the chat because sometimes we can get into some intense material. And as a coach and holding space, I just want to make sure you're okay. So that will help me if I need to kind of follow up with you, right? Depending on what you do and leave in the chat. What else? Vulnerability is a strength. So that's part of the reason of having videos on for everybody is when we get going here, it's a generous act for somebody to bring something forward into the container, and all of us are holding space as different process work is going on. Triggers can happen. A lot of work, if you've been around here, my language for it is orphans, just fragments of ourselves. There's a lot of triggering, understandably, that's going on in the world, and it happens lightning fast. And sometimes it happens lightning fast here in our container as well. So I do my best to slow it down and to help everybody involved, maybe even myself at times, identify what's going on and then do the inner work connected with it. Orphans and sometimes their bodyguards come along and protect them. So I think that hopefully gives a quick overview of this. Again, I don't know what the heck's going to happen today, so we'll all discover and create that together here in a sec. And usually it's fascinating and deep and even fun. All right, so that gives our preamble here. I'm going to segue us now into 10 minutes of meditation. That just helps us let go of everything that we might have brought here, and helps us connect with stillness and helps with building the field and all the juicy work that we're about to do. So I invite you to join me in meditation here for 10 minutes. If you're new to meditation, it's just doing your best to just sit and breathe. And if there's different kinds of feelings and sensations, whatever, you can note them and just kind of give them a little kiss and see what happens, what emerges from there. Okay. And I'll set my little buzzer, which tends to jolt me when the 10 minutes are up. Okay. See you on the other side of stillness. Okay, welcome, welcome. We're coming back from stillness. I'm just going to flash onto the screen. A couple of you snuck in here after the startup. So just so you're aware, I covered a meeting startup. I'm not going to go over it again, but if you care to, there will be a recording that'll be sent out afterwards, and you can listen to how the container was set. You're welcome joining in as you are, and it'll have to be emergent for you. Let me just stop this screen share. Okay, so two things now as we segue into the process group itself. Number one is reports. So usually it's people who've been here before, but you can also give a report if it's your first time here to the container. A report is just simply, the container is about doing your personal processing. So is there anything that you want to report out on how that's going? So if you've been here previously, you may have been doing inquiry work, you may have been working with your orphans, there might be various things that have been going on for you. You may be on a serious rampage of appreciation or something. So, right, across the full spectrum of emotions. So anything that you want to share in terms of a report about how things are unfolding in your own process. The second thing is if something's arising for you that you'd like some help from the group on, let me know what that is. And depending on what that is, I'll offer various approaches in terms of processing. We've been doing a lot of self-inquiry, so it may be inquiry or it may be something out of my visual tools that I have, and we'll just see as we go along. Like I said in the opening, it's exciting because it's all spontaneous, so I don't know what's going to unfold and what process would be the right one to match it with. So reports, or if you have something arising that you'd like assistance on, bring that forward. Also, as this unfolds, there might be chunks of silence. So just being okay, being in the silence, and things will emerge from there. Okay, so with that, we'll see what will emerge.
Hi, Christina, it's Peggy, and I'm so happy to see people without masks on. I'm getting very tired of seeing people with masks on, and it's just, it's such a joy to just see faces that are full faces, and I'm really appreciating that, and also appreciating that although I've known people who've been affected by COVID and died, I have not personally in this little circle around me in Victoria had any really negative incidences around COVID, and I'm grateful for the health that I have here and that. But at the same time, I'm getting tired. I'm really feeling like this week between Christmas and New Year, I feel exhausted, and I want to do stuff, and I really want to get caught up. I'm doing the the visual coaching certification course, and I want to get caught up on all the juicy stuff in the Ning and all the case studies and everything, but I'm just so tired and I don't know why.
Well, we can start with welcoming tired. So tired, you are welcome here. Everybody, that's a magic sentence for it. Tired, you are welcome here. Hello, hello. And there's probably yes and no. There's a yes, please, in falling back into the tiredness. And there's a no, thank you from the side that maybe is uncomfortable for whatever reason. Peg, just unmute and let's just see how that lands. We may do some ongoing inquiry with this.
Yeah, it's definitely it's pulling at my insides because there's part of me that says the days are short. It's time to just tuck in and rest and don't worry about all those other things. And there's another part of me that says there's stuff to do. This is like I'm 66 years old and I finally found this wonderful thing that I'm really engaged in, and I want to work hard. I want to get as much from the work that we're doing in the visual coaching stuff as possible. So
Okay.
there's
So let's get that. Yeah. And so there's a a contrast, right? There's a duality here. So we're just going to meet both of them. So first off, yes, 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 please to tired. And just a bow to that, because there's a heck of a lot in the world to make us tired. And then also, and I'm going to guess this is mind, right? So the mind's kind of tracking everything that it wants to be doing. Just a little profile of a head so I can get the brain in there as the little icon for mind or intellect. And mind and intellect has a different thing going on with this tiredness business. And so it's saying all the various things that you just said, right? I need to be doing this. I want to be doing that, blah, blah, blah. I only have this. So just a bow as well to intellect and to the mind. And just, you're right, you're right. And give it a little kiss to all of us, to our poor, hardworking intellects and minds, right? I attract a lot of very mind people, myself included, right? Us process types. So, and just a deep bow to it, because that's a coping mechanism. And it's a great thing to have. We need minds to exist in the world and intellect. So good thing we have it. So just appreciating and bowing and kissing your mind and thanking it for working so hard.
Yeah, and there's more than that too, Christina. There's gratitude. I have a neighbor across the hall with dementia, and I'm just so grateful to be able to think, to be able to process.
Good. So yes, yes, please to that. Deep bow to the gratitude. Yay. Nice. And then we'll just see what unfolds from here as you meet it all.
And then it feels like my little shoulders are going like this because one side is talking to the other, but it feels like my tired self is saying, yeah, but can't you just set it aside for a while and just rest? You don't have to do.
Right, right. Okay, good. So agree with that. So yes to the shoulders. Shoulders are manifesting that back and forth, yes, no. So just thanks and bow to those shoulders. And then also what came out was another duality here, right? Which is the do and the be. Can't you just, or doing and rest, I think you said. So just agreeing with that. You're right, you're right.
And there feels like there's then all of a sudden an opening of space. There's time for everything. There's space.
Whoa, yeah, that I just got goosebumps. Good. So hello to the space and the time for everything. Yes, please. How wise. And that opening.
And it's okay to sleep.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
In there is the rest. It's okay to sleep. So yes, please to that. Just see what unfolds. That might be it.
That's an orphan.
Ah, okay. So
Yeah.
what do you notice?
I noticed that sleeping, that's what you do when you're sick.
Ah,
Yeah.
so there's a fear in there.
And there's a resistance. There's a resistance, the fight.
I don't want to be sick. Okay, good. So equating sleeping with sickness and given what's going on, not wanting to get sick and what you just opened up about. Okay, so just a recognition. Thank you. And also come here, right? To the orphan, the little, cuddle it in close and just educate it, right? Like, oh, sleeping doesn't mean sick.
Yeah. In fact, it's the opposite. Sleeping can keep you from being sick.
Nice. How wise, yes. Now see what happens from here.
Part of me that just wants to close the computer and go and lie down.
Perfect, good.
Mm.
So yes, please to that. It could be the best thing going. Yes. Close that computer and go sleep.
Yeah, the sun is shining in through the windows. Oh, it just feels so lovely and warm. It would just be delightful to curl up somewhere. And, yes.
Yes, please. Delightful.
And then from somewhere deep inside comes this almost like a asp, a snake that just says, "But wait, you've wanted to come to a process pop up for quite a while. Don't go now."
Well,
Yeah.
you just did it. I mean, you just accomplished what you came to do. Okay, so bow to the snake that rises up from that deep and says, "Hey, wait a second, you wanted to come here."
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
And life for me is about learning, and this is such a great learning opportunity. So even if I'm tired and not 100% paying attention, I'm grateful to be here.
Good. So rest can even happen here. Just check. I think you might be there, but just check, see through the sage of you, any other unfoldments, movements from consciousness.
I don't know if it's consciousness or if it's my body is hurting right now.
Okay. Okay. Let's go there. Yeah. So consciousness is pointing that out. So the body hurts. So just agree with it. And also, you're right. You're right. We don't like that. No, thank you. And just an poor body. Thank you, body. And invite that. There's probably some sort of, I don't know if it's rest or it's expansion or what it is, but the body's hurting. So kind of the flip of that, right? That desire. What's that longing from the body?
To to be buoyant, to be energetic, but, and
So just agree with that. Yes, please. Energetic longing.
yeah, and to push away fear. There's a fear with the pain too.
Okay. So to the fear about the pain, hello, fear. Hello, fear, my old friend. You are welcome here. Just doing your best to meet the fear as it arises.
And of course, I'm already doing something about it. I'm going to see somebody about it, so it's not like it's going to be ongoing without any resolution. But for the moment, I don't understand why it's there.
Okay, well, just thank them. The mind popped out about your appointment or whatever you have, right? So it's like, you're right, you're right. Thank you, mind. Mind's on it. Mind's got its little to-do, checklist. And it's made sure that you've got an appointment. So thank it for that. And then it's also trying to figure it out because mind's like, I can't figure this out. So again, a little kiss to the intellect because this isn't an intellectual thing. This is something else. So thanks, intellect. You're trying your best here. And go back to the body itself.
And
And
it's
go ahead.
looking for space. It's looking for a place to open again. It loves
Exactly. That's exactly where we want to go, is invite the body to open. It will know, it's intelligent. So just reminding it that you don't have to stand all crunched up here, however it is. So just invite it, remind it that it can unfold, expand, arise. It might want to go out, it might want to go up, it might want to root down. It has intelligence, it will know. See as you pose that to it, what it does.
Yeah, there is expansion. There is expansion. There's expansion and there's pain and there's room for the pain and there's room for the expansion.
Okay, okay. So yes, yes to both. The unity of it as opposed to the duality of it, the yes and.
And it wants to move. So I'm just going to stand up because that.
Yes, please. Yes, great, good.
Lucky I have a very full office, so I can just move this somewhere else. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, the body knows. How wise, how wise. Yes, yes. Moving's good. Moving in the way it wants to. Yeah.
And more meditation, please. That's what I hear.
Okay, very good. Yes, please. More meditation. Okay, just bowing. Wise body. Thank you, body.
Mhm. It feels done.
Okay, yep, complete.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. This is very satsang-y. If anybody's into Advaita or non-dual, feel free to bow to the sage and Peggy that just took us through that. Okay, I'm going to do a quick save on this. I'll come back and color away. And that will be posted. So good. That's an example of emergence. So thank you. Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you. I'm going to mute now.
Yeah, feel free to move, sleep, whatever unfolds. Yeah. The way that we reply to someone is you can use the chat. So if you care to send any messages to Peggy, you can use the chat to her directly or to just everybody to see them. And usually it's comments about parallel processing, right? If that was of use to you, if you had something similar or helps you understand others, helps the human condition at large to understand, right? Any of that. So we can use the chat there for that. Okay, and then we'll just continue along. We'll see if there's any other reports or anything else that's arising that you'd like to work with.
I have a few things to share for a little bit. To contribute.
Hi, Dan. Nice to see you. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's been 6 months since my last confession. No, since I picked up a pen. It's been a dry time with no. I'm an educator by profession, and I've been working from home building online courses for the last 9 months. And my felt pens are just sitting there. So I've really been appreciating, Christina, your sessions. I've attended one or two, but just to know they're there, and just so as the year's coming to a close, and I've got a little chance to rest here, it's the holidays, and recommitting to next year and thinking, visualizing, okay, you know, unpacking the pens and getting back to work, laying out some paper, and just documenting whatever visually. So I very much enjoyed it when I was doing it, and it's interesting how it slipped away, but it can come back. So it's very nice to know there's a community here that's keeping it alive.
Mm-hmm.
In my own COVID projects, I do a bit of publishing, so I've been publishing other people's books and some stuff I found in my father's files. My dad passed in August, and you know, he's he wasn't a COVID victim, but he was a COVID boredom victim. 94 in a nursing home with no visitors for months. So he had staff, so he had lots of love around him. But so I published a little book in his honor.
What's your dad's name?
Hugh.
Let's just give a moment to recognize Hugh.
Hugh
Yeah.
Doherty.
Yeah. Hello, Hugh. You're welcome here. Yeah. Sweet.
And so for my own practice, I'm on day 210 of A Course in Miracles.
Mhm.
I've had that book on my shelf for 40 years. And started it a few times, and finally I've just been sitting down with it. And so the theme to start the year will be gratitude and forgiveness. It's 210-day lesson so far, and the lesson is forgiveness and gratitude. In any different ways you can say it. So it's kind of fun. And a nice way to deal with some of the things that are going on in the world right now, you know.
So I'm just feeling the need to talk about markers, the digital equivalent, right? So
Yes, yeah, of course.
So let's get down what you've brought forth so far here and just meet it. So first off, hello markers. And there's some yearning and longing in there because you haven't necessarily been using them, right? So
They have a mind of their own.
yeah. Okay, so the whole visual paraphernalia, you are welcome here. And there's two sides of it. There's the yes side, which was the, isn't it great that you're doing these groups and a lot of visual, I came out of visual work. So a lot of people who come here are connected with the visual work. So yes to that. And just yes to the tangibility, I'm going to guess, right? Like the physicality, the analog world.
Large muscle, fat pens.
Yeah, good.
Replenishable ink, you know, the Newland markers, you know, they're just such a rich tool.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes to that. Yeah. And there's also a no in there. There's the longing, right? Because that's been thwarted.
Yeah, so why, you know, it's sort of self-imposed or just got out of the habit.
Okay, so that's
just the trigger
self-imposed.
stimulus was, you know, of meetings and courses and flip charts and all of that.
Yeah.
That was the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's two sides. There's the yes of it and the no and the kind of pain of not being able to get into this stuff. And then this longing is wanting to. We've got, which often happens with a new year, right? Whatever the heck this new year is, but that hope for yes, please. And how would you articulate the longing? What's the longing for?
Well, there's something that occurred when I got into graphic facilitation, just in terms of the visual dimension and other ways of seeing things and serendipity, and like there was a whole richness that began to emerge, nonverbal, in getting into representing things visually around me, rather than listening and thinking about it, just to represent it. Mm-hmm. And so that started to crack open some interesting things. So that's that's something that draws me back. Also, community. I work in the provincial government, and there's a small community of people who have trained in graphic facilitation, and we're doing some community practice groups where like people would write down things and everyone would draw it and compare. You know, just really fun, simple game things, very welcoming. And so to reactivate that, it would be virtual, but it would be to reactivate that. I think people thought they had to be together, and it didn't continue into the Zoom realm. So to reactivate that.
Okay, good. So yes, please, to reactivation. Yeah,
community
good.
Practice.
Okay, great, wonderful. And then let's get your dad in here. So we've got Hugh. Just a deep bow to Hugh and his passing. And you also had mentioned you're doing something with some of his, is it his letters or what is it?
Papers that were in his files. He chronicled our family, and I found a sweet little story about the last square rigger built in New Brunswick. And it was a little handwritten thing. It happens to be right here. I've been living it for the last month. So it's a little handwritten thing. And then I've turned it into a book.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. The Last Square Rigger. Cool.
So that's been a lot of fun doing that, and just trying to make it pretty, you know, just trying to make it visually attractive. It's only 32 pages, like 8 sheets of paper. But it's you know, so I was packing as much visual interest into it as I could, and genealogical connection. So that's the visual. This sort of connects to the visual side of things as well as the taking a bunch of data and turning it into a, you know, here's the relationship between the people who built the ships and my family, right down to me, from some guy in who was born in 1798. Connected him to me. So it was a personal family journey that way as well.
Okay, so deep bow to that and the recognition of the family and all the way down to you. Yes, please. Yes, please. How cool is that to get that big picture? A lot's been going on through those 32 pages.
No kidding.
Yeah. Just see what unfolds from here. You're talking about as well as you're riding this wave and this unfoldment and moving into the end of this year and into the next year. What's unfolding from here?
Doing what I love. So my work, there's enough freedom in the work, and it's the kind of work I love. So so adding these other elements to it.
Okay, yes, please, to that.
Making those choices to make those connections. I like what, I think it was Peggy said at the very beginning about seeing people's faces. So you actually get to see people. Walk around the hood, everybody's got their masks on. But so the other thing, and sort of relates to that, is connecting with people I really appreciate, complete people I love, and who we appreciate each other. And so hanging out with, like, making explicit effort to, like, now it'd be a Zoom call, but it could be a distance coffee, a wandering latte in the neighborhood. To increase the number of hours I spend with people I value, and we reinforce each other.
Okay, good. So people I value, yes, please. More hours with them, yes, please. Reinforcing, yes, please. Nice. Deep bow to all that. Yes, please. A lot of collective stuff in there, I think, for all of us. Just see if anything unfolds from here.
Appreciate having that reflected back visually to me, and that you know, there is a risk of it just being like, well, that would be a good idea. I'll have to get to that, right? Putting it out in public and have it visualized. That's one that can hang on the wall, on the door for a few days.
Okay, good. Hang on door. Good.
Keep it visual.
Yes, please to that.
Map to 2021, to a rich 2021.
Mm-hmm. Let's put that up. Map to a rich 2021.
And I still have a coaching session, actually 2, with you from doing the course. So that's another reason to get my game back up, so that to take advantage of that.
Okay, so consciousness is reminding you of those, usually to be used within 3 months after the course or program, but I will honor it. Good, so just about getting my game back, about a coaching sessions, about the rich 2021. So what's unfolding here from consciousness too, in case people aren't recognizing are you, is vision and plan is starting to unfold here. Yes, please.
Oh.
And just see as you're interacting with your consciousness and consciousness at large, anything else it wants to bring forth to you at this moment in time.
I see there's 2 parts to helping this. One is creating the space. So I do have a physical space that's available. And so like setting it up. So one of the other things, another COVID project was ukulele. So, so just having it sitting there by the chair, sitting there by where I am. So same with this. So just having the stuff right there ready to go. So as I walk by, I could just pick it up and I could do a page.
Okay, good. Yes, please. Good.
And another little layer is on the digital side. I do have the app on my iPad, and I got a little confronted by
that Procreate. Which app are you referring?
I think it's this one. I recognize that palette.
Sketchbook Pro.
Yeah. And so just sort of getting the little learning curve bump.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty straightforward, but I also spend a lot of time on the computer. So
okay, so there's a yes please to the app, and then there's a no thank you to the understandable learning curves that comes with tackling that stuff. Yeah.
Whereas I know how to wield a pen, get a result.
Yeah.
You have to log in, you know.
So there's a little bit of an orphan, right? So just that part that's either, it might be scared about it or whatever, just like, come here, right? So there's a part in there that's a little tweaked. So you just want to bring it close and say, it's okay. We'll figure it out together.
Yeah. I'll help
And
you.
yes, I'll help you get it. There you go. That's perfect. I'll help you. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay, and you might be there. Just see if there's anything else.
That feels like lots.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Some spontaneous unfolding as we meet it. Vision and action plan. Yes, please. Yes, please. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Same thing. I'll give a little save here. And I'll come back and I'll add some coloring and doodads there.
Lovely.
By the way, everybody, if you haven't been here, I give these to my assistant. So there'll be a recording, a video recording, and then any maps that spontaneously occur will be posted as well. And Pat will follow up. You'll get a follow-up email. And she also posts them on the site and on the YouTube. Okay.
She's an angel.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
no.
She's had COVID in her house. Her son has COVID with mild symptoms. So I'm just, let's all send energy to Pat so Pat does not get COVID. So far, so good. Yeah. She is my angel. Yeah. Thanks, Dan. Beautiful. And as well, use the chat. If there's anything you want to say to Dan to the piece of work that emerged there from him. And feel free to just unmute yourself. We'll just now continue along. If there's any reports or anything that's arising that you'd like to work with, just let me know. Carla, I can't tell if you're, saying goodbye. That's what you're doing as she disappears. Bye. Yeah. I am not able to always watch the chat, so while I'm doing stuff, because there's a lot going on. So if there are questions or comments directed towards me, it's best to just unmute and say something, but good. It looks like you're all directing it to the people who are generously doing their work here. Awesome. Okay, so let's just see what unfolds from here. Where am I time-wise? So we've got half an hour. Yeah, so almost one. So 30 minutes or so to go.
Hey, Christina, it's Louisa.
Hello.
Hello. It's been a while since I've joined this group. So I just worked with you last week, and that has prompted me to join the group today. So my calling to join the group was a lot around the energy that I experienced in our working session last week. Of just tapping back into the work that you do and wanting to stay with that energy. So I had a coaching session with Christina, and she tapped into something that was very deep that I've been trying to get at for over a decade, working with various therapists and shamans and different things. And it came up, the Orphan got triggered, and Christina did her magic, and it still feels like that whale, and I just want to stay with the energy of it. That life has contracted over the past number of years, and I feel like I'm at this crux of moving back into an expansion, and this feels like a pivotal piece. So for me, it's Dan, what you were saying around the vision and the plan, and hanging it on the door, and what I think it's Peggy was saying about the tiredness. So much of that, I'm like, yeah.
So with you, we're just going to go with what's emerging, which is stay. I want to stay. There's a longing in here, right?
Yeah.
A longing of staying with the energy of it. And that would be the energy that we tapped into last week. And then the crux, right? That's kind of the crux of how you're defining this as the crux. So let's just take a moment to just meet that. Okay, just yes, please with this. I want to stay with the energy of it. Good idea. And this crux, right? Like, we hit that crux. I want to stay with that crux. Yes, please. Good idea. Wouldn't that be nice?
Because that's the place, that's the new operating point.
Okay, good. So let's put that new operating point. Yes, please. Agree with that. Good idea. Okay, we'll just see what, as you meet that new operating point, see what unfolds from here.
That life is going to start moving forward again.
Okay, good. Life moving forward. Yes, please. Good idea. We like that.
That I know what I'm doing. Being in the nowhere place. I know what I'm doing.
Good.
Even if it's small or just one step, it's okay. I know what I'm doing. And that feels, that feels exciting and kind of buzzy and more energizing. And
okay, excellent. Yes, please. Exciting, buzzy. It's unfolding there. Yes, please. Yes, please. You're right. We like that.
that sense of it changes everything, that this this wail that came up when we were working together last, this awareness, or I'm not sure what you call it, but recognizing that this was a significant piece, that it touches all parts of my life.
Okay. Agree with that. Yes, please. Yes, please. To the whale.
Yeah, it's what I've been waiting for. It's been a very long wait.
Agree with that.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. It's been a long time. It's right. It's right. That might also be intellect in there. So just a little bow to intellect who's analyzing it and is coming up with, hey, this has been a long flipping time.
It has something to do with, like, I get to thrive, like I get to exist and I get to thrive. That can't find quite the words for it.
Just meet those. They're good words. So yes, yes to thrive. Yes to exist. Yes, please. Yes, yes, yes. Firm yes. Authentic yes.
There's language that you provided in this inquiry process that I really like, and it's the no thank you. And that really spoke to me about the compassionate, empathetic way of no thank you. And it, instead of feeling combative and like I had to be a warrior, I suddenly felt like I had that tool that felt so much more healthy, just to say, no thank you.
Okay, so the remembrance of the warriors coming up. So
Yeah.
no thanks, warrior. So there's a bow to that and how it served in the past, but there's also a recognition of no thank you, no need, no need.
Yeah, it's a softer strength instead of the warrior strength.
Ooh,
that I've
there you
embodied.
go.
It's a softer strength.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
there's a clarity and gentleness in it. I like
Ooh, ooh, yes, please. Clarity, gentle. Lovely as it's unfolding, showing you. Yes, yes, yes.
it. I just want to keep going with this.
Yeah, so just to invite it, because there's a certain level of expansion that's happened, and just do a little psst, psst. You know what? You can expand even more. And just as you present that invite, again, it's intelligent. It'll know how it wants to do it in your system, right? So just softer strength, clarity, gentleness. You are welcome here. You can actually even take up more space. Maybe the warrior is retracting and leaving, or it's retracting, therefore it leaves more space for the other, or there's a transformation of the warrior happening, right? So just a yes, yes, yes to all that, and an encouragement or invitation for it to do more if it would like, if it's pleasure. Or if something comes up that's afraid of that, just let us know if there's a yeah, but.
Just a notion that it's so nascent, it's so new. It's that it's
just agree with that.
Desirable and unfamiliar.
Yeah. Oh, this is new. It's unfamiliar. Just agree, because your consciousness is recognizing that. Could be as well your intellect, and it's just like, you're right. This is new. This is unfamiliar. This is going to take some time. This is weird. When a shift happens, right? It's weird. It takes a while to acclimatize to it. So you're just saying, it's okay. And if there's a little part that might be worried or something, just kind of come here and cuddle it. It's okay, it's okay. New doesn't mean bad, unfamiliar doesn't mean bad. This can be fun, this can be good. Yeah. We can like this. Yeah.
I want this.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Yes, please, I want this. Yes, please. Yeah. Yes, yum, yum, yum. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, please. Just as much as there's a no thank you, there's a yes, please. Yeah. Okay, that might be there. Just see, that might be a nice place to start, saying I wanted to stay with the energy of it, and here it is. I want this. And get in it, instead of it being something like a carrot dangled out there. It's like, embody it, get in there, be it. Jump into that new, jump into that unfamiliar. Hopefully it's already there. I just want to make sure, right, that it's not a separation, it's a in it, am it. Did I lose you on that?
No, just a sense of this is going to be okay.
Ah, beautiful. Okay. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Yes, please. This is going to be okay. Yes, please.
That up and out, up and out.
Ah, okay. Very wise. It's showing you up and out, not down, out. Good. Just draw that a little here. Up and out. Up and out. And that could be the work, is just stay there, right? Meet that, stay there, become familiar with that. Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Again, you can use the chat. Anything you want to say to Louisa with that delicious piece of work she just did there? Sometimes this will make sense from the outside, sometimes it doesn't. So if anybody's perplexed, just know it's different when you're doing your own thing, but sometimes we can get a lot of parallel processing from somebody else's piece of work. Okay, plenty of time. Now what wants to emerge here in our process group December 30th? Any reports? Anything arising that you want to work with? I'm doing a lot of self-inquiry. In fact, that's all I've done today. There are other ways of approaching this, but frankly, it seems to be the best thing in the midst of what we're all going through. So we can each, I'm just following each person's consciousness, and there's an individuality to that, but there's a universality to it as well, right? So us as human beings, if you're into non-dual or oneness practices, we are all one big thing. So through the intelligence of another person and their process, that's us. So we're doing the work at the same time, and we're part of that. One doesn't need to believe that, but that's kind of how I understand as I'm holding space for this stuff, and I get taught as much as anybody else. So it's a real honor to draw this out. I'm gonna stop my share so I can see a little better. It is nice to see faces. And environments, everybody in their own unique environment, where you're planted. Also aware of the bigger environment outside of the particular room you're in. like your picture, Frank, of the environment.
Yeah, I would like to be there.
Yes, please.
Yes, yes. It is the location of my holiday last year, summer.
Oh, cool. Very nice. Do you want to work with that?
I don't think so, because for me, normally I'm that person who wants to be in the public. Thing is for me the biggest thing right now.
It cut out just at the juicy part. At least it did for me. So I got I don't want to be public, and something was the best thing for you right now, but I didn't hear what the something was. So maybe it was just disengaging. I don't know.
The something is just to be with myself and not consuming everybody's time.
Okay. I honor that. Yes to that. If that's a healthy edge as opposed to an unhealthy edge. Sometimes us facilitator. Yeah. Go ahead.
The other way is for me the biggest gift and biggest shift.
Cool. I honor that. It's quite amazing what is going on and the opportunities in there. So I'm hearing you being able to meet what the opportunity is for you. Cool. As the technology cuts in and out.
I can give a bit of an update.
Cool.
It was probably during one of these sessions that one of the practices that came out that I was wanting to make the jump into digital so I was definitely connecting with what you were saying, Daniel, about the learning curve ahead of me, because I'm definitely like the markers. And wouldn't it be nice if, and I had said, wouldn't it be nice if work
got you a tablet.
Purchased that for me. And then it was the most incredible thing that I was in my principal's office. I worked for a school district, and then I was saying, because of COVID, I can't do my paper on the wall. And I said, well, once we can be in person again, I could do that. Well, and without me saying anything, well, what would you need for that to be able to be online? And I'm like, well, some technology. And then she just said, well, tell me what you need, we'll order it. So I didn't even have to ask. And then it was like, I wasn't sure if budget was still going to be there, but I was excited about just that, even that part happened. But the last week before Christmas, they ordered me the newest, largest iPad and the Apple Pencil and Procreate. And so I guess I'm going for it. And then it got even better on the last week as well. We had our mid-year check-in in our department, and budgets are so weird because of COVID. We can't get teachers together. So we have not huge, should not say that. We have budgets aside for release time for teachers that's not being used now. And so I was waiting in this budget meeting, and the time was going. And so at the last minute, I just jumped in. I said, I did notice there were some budgets that, like even our staff development budget, that isn't being used because we can't travel at all. I have an idea and a request, and it must have been 3 minutes. And they approved me taking the visual coaching certificate for next year, and work's gonna pay for it. So I just couldn't believe it. They're like, I think that would be a very good use of our money. I do too. So,
as it will be, yes.
Yeah. So I was like, it was perfect, the setup. I'm like, I know that a sale comes out in January. I know that there's going to be a schedule. I know last year it sold out, so I just would like approval. before we go on Christmas break. And they said yes. So
In
I
fact,
just
I
thought,
can give you the dates. Let's see, I'm just writing out my dates for my next year here, and they were just given to Pat. So there's actually 2 cohorts. There'll be a spring and a fall. So the spring starts April or March 30th. And, you know, there's 10 training webinars and there's a bunch of other stuff, blah, blah, blah. But March 30th to September 21st is the main training webinars.
okay,
And then,
that's the one I was thinking of. I thought, because you had mentioned you thought it would be around April. So that's.
Yep. That's the very end. And then the other one will start in September of 2021. Yeah, I'm gonna try
So I'm
that.
gonna jump into the April one, and I've had my eye on it for a long time, and it's always been like I've just trusted the timing, and clearly there was a reason, because here it is that they're fully supporting me getting the tools to be able to do that. So I'm excited about that, and it works well too, because then I imagine that those summer months that I have off will be good times to go really deep into wherever we are. Yeah.
Your client work and get it done. Yeah.
So anyway, I was very excited that when I saw this session today, that I'd be able to come in and give an update, because it just was way beyond my expectations. So,
well, congratulations. And I've brought up the wouldn't it be nice if map so folks can see. I can't remember. I think I've put this onto the process pop-up page. So there's a advertisement for doing the tool, right? You get what you want. And this might be a nice way for us to close out. It's something that everybody can participate in together too, as well. So as we segue from December 2020 and we move into January 2021, I'm going to invite everybody to just settle in and just answer this sentence for yourself. Wouldn't it be nice if? And we can work at whatever level you care to. It could be at the individual level, the group level, the collective level, right, for 2021. And why don't we do a few rounds of this? It'll go fast, so it'll be a scramble for me. So, you know, cut me some slack. I may not get everything all drawn out, but I will continue to add to it after we wrap up. But thank you, Kristen. I think that gives a nice segue, and congrats. I'm so glad they supported you with getting the equipment and stuff you need, because there's so much you do. Of course, I'm thrilled that they're paying for you to go for one of my courses, but you do so much with the visuals in your district and supporting people who are doing really important work, particularly with disadvantaged populations in your district. So awesome, yay. So let's pass around the mic, and I'll have to, because I only have so many hands, you know, to do various things. I'm going to ask you to unmute your own mics. I'm going to just look at the video as I see it in front of me and just call on you. You can pass if you don't want to play, but let's do some wouldn't it be nice if. Louisa, I see you there first. For 2021, wouldn't it be nice if? I'm sharing, aren't I?
Wouldn't it be nice if this is the beginning of something wonderful?
Ooh, yes, please. Let's get that in. Yes, please. Okay, and who do I see next? Hi, Barb, let's go for you.
Wouldn't it be nice if the successes I've had with my art continues next year and I sell more work?
Art success. Good. And let me switch over to the other part of my brain. Let's get your drawing and work. What is your art? Is it painting, drawing? What are you doing?
I'm painting. You can see 2 of them behind me. It looks like it's
fabulous. Yes. Cool. Okay. So yes to more paintings, selling.
And grants. I've gotten some very nice grants this year. So.
Ooh, okay. Yes, please. Yeah, good.
More. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Let's go for Heather. Hi, Heather.
Hi. Wouldn't it be nice if we, as a society, made choices based on planet, people, then profit?
Yes, please. Good. Planet, people, then profit. Good idea. Yes, please. How wise. Okay, thank you. Pam, welcome.
Hi. I was just thinking, wouldn't it be nice if I could travel again?
Yes. Yes, please. Travel again. Anywhere in particular you want to go?
Australia has always held a fascination for me.
Cool. Where do you live?
I'm in Calgary.
Okay, cool. Yeah, to go to Australia from Calgary. Yes, please. Okay, thanks. Kristen.
Wouldn't it be nice if we collectively kept going with our innovation and creativity that COVID has created conditions that we've needed to go for, and that we continue with that?
Yeah, it doesn't just stop, continues. Thank you.
Yeah, and the cooperation. There's been a phenomenal cooperation through all of this. Just, you know, passing people in the street, they're polite and they take 6 feet. I'll add it. Wouldn't it be nice if I had if I met someone new for coffee once a week.
Nice.
A new person each week.
Dan's here in Victoria. If anybody else in Victoria wants to meet up for coffee, yeah.
We'll do the virtual one too. I'll throw in a second one for our neighbors to the south, which is that Biden gets control of the Senate. Wouldn't it be nice? So that at least he can do something. Whatever your politics, it's just nice to actually be able to do something.
Let's take out the specifics and what's the essence of it that you're desiring?
The essence is empowerment to act, and the roadblocks are removed.
Okay, so empowerment to act. Yes, please. Good.
Yeah, good generalization.
And remove. It's a unity here. Yeah, empowerment to act. Remove obstacles and roadblocks. Yes, please. Thanks, Dan. Cool.
Thank you.
Renee.
I want to build on something that Dan kind of triggered for me earlier, is if the embrace of the visual dimension creates new ways of seeing things and openings for love to flow.
Okay, good. So let's try this. That's an embrace.
Embrace of the visual dimension to create new ways of seeing and openings for love to flow. Yeah.
Yes, please. Nice. Thanks, Renee. And where am I? Peggy, and then Valerie, and then Frank.
I feel like my first is, wouldn't it be nice if we could dance together? It just feels like that's one thing that's hard to do on your own. So that's it. But then I thought about the people that are, I can almost see from here. And wouldn't it be nice to have a roof over everyone's head?
Mm. Build the dancing off of here. So dancing together. Let's get some roofs here. Valerie.
Wouldn't it be nice to get paid for being part of the solution?
Yes, paid. Frank, I don't know if you're going to be able to.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
I hope.
Yeah, go for it.
Wouldn't it be nice if we experience and observe the change we all dream and talk of?
Good. Experience and observe change we dream and talk of. Yes, please. Okay, well, I think I got everybody, right? Let me do my own. Wouldn't it be nice if 2021 is remarkable? And promotes excellent growth. Careful what we wish for. Okay, like I said, when I opened up, we never know what's going to happen. So this is what happened for December 30th. pretty great and amazing and wonderful. So I thank everybody for coming. This is being recorded, so the recording will be followed up with you. My assistant Pat will take care of the recording and also any of the maps that I have furiously been attempting to do as we've gone along here. So those will be forthcoming. After this, I just take a look at the schedule and I intuitively just figure out when the next one's going to be. Usually it's every couple of weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks. So you'll get an announcement. You are on the list. You can opt out at any time, but since you are on it, you will continue to get notifications when I run one of these. And you'll also, if you don't attend, you'll as well get the follow-up videos, you know, and maps as well. Like I said, I'm in the midst of figuring out what the heck I'm going to do 2021. It's a different season for sure, as it is for many of us. But I have figured out, you can go over to the courses page on shiftitcoach.com, and I have put the courses that I intend to offer, which is Shifted Online. It'll be a 3-day online retreat to get through Shift It very quickly. And I'll be doing a fundamentals of working visually as well online. And the visual coach certification that's got mentioned a couple times, that will happen in the spring and in the fall. Instead of having big whopper cohorts, I'm hoping to kind of split it out into smaller cohorts, but we'll see. And I'm doing another satsang. So just like what we did here, I have what are called the visual satsang. So if you want to be in a group of people privately over time, so the processing doesn't get shared publicly, it's kept in that group. There's 2 of them that are running right now, and I'm probably going to offer another one on Monday mornings by the sounds of it, Monday morning Pacific time. And then Rhoda Draw is my colleague who's there in San Miguel Allende in Mexico, who does fast and loose sketching. We're going to do another online gathering of fast and loose, which will be fun. And we're both in kind of cool places that people traditionally come to, right? Me in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, and her in San Miguel. So we'll be weaving, even though we can't be there physically, we'll be weaving in our locations as things to be drawing, no matter where you are in the world. Yeah. So more is coming. You'll get announcements. And yes, there will be a sale. Usually I have sales twice a year. I didn't do one in the summer because there wasn't much happening. So there's one coming up. January 11th to the 15th, I believe, is the dates for the sale. And most stuff's going to be in Whopper savings, most of it about 50% off of what I usually do. So some good deals happening to support people in the midst of the pandemic, and also accessibility rates as well if you're getting drastically hit, or if you're in a location in the world where currency rates aren't in your favor. Okay, so with that, thank you for coming. Happy to stick around for bonus time if there's anything else people want to chat about or process, but we're at our official close. And just all the best with the continuation of what's happening. Wherever you're planted in the world, take good care. Bye for now. Feel free to unmute and say goodbye.
Happy New Year, everyone. Blessings for 2021.
Yeah. Happy New Year. 21 be glowing.
Yeah.
So it looks like about a few coffees already booked here. This is great.
Ah, that's awesome, Dan. Yay.
Thank you.
Or intended, not quite in the calendar.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
I really do. I appreciated what, when Dan was talking earlier, and you were talking about how the visual dimensions help you see things that aren't, not necessarily aren't there, but they're there, but they come out in a different way. That was very
things that are nonverbal, right?
Nonverbal, that's it. Yeah, that was very intriguing to me, because I think there's so much that happens in communications that gets lost in the nuances, that if we catch them and we pay attention to them, that they can create these openings. I find myself listening a lot more carefully now that I'm doing more visually. I listened before, but I think I listen differently now. And when you said that, it kind of triggered for me. Yes, that's what I've been feeling, because I hold space, but I also help connect a lot of things. I can see stuff, I can connect dots, and I can help build bridges and, things like that. And so when you said that, it was like, man, that's what I'm picking up. I keep picking up these little spaces where I can stand in them, right? And because I can feel and I can hear and I intuitively connect dots. I'm the dot connector. I'm going to see all these connections. And this goes to that, and this one goes over here. And sometimes people get stuck. And that ability to pick up those nuances and bring them to the table and offer them. So when you said that, that totally opened that up for me in terms of why it's so important to do this, to add this. And Christina knows from conversations with me that I have been relentlessly invited spiritually to allow this to open up and flow through me as a part that is a part that I'm not as familiar with, but it's there, right? And I see Kristen smiling. I'm still blessed by that poem. I share with everybody that experience. Thanks for that, Dan. That was just, I really caught that. It was
Oh, that's great, Renee. But I remember Christina saying how she got to the point in her drawings where she would start, she'd be drawing, but she'd be drawing stuff before people said it.
Yes.
That reminded me of that listening place as a facilitator. And then capturing that visually. Like I recognize that as like sitting in a room, anticipating the needs of the facilitator, but then to actually have that like documented and know where a group's going or being able to pull out for a group in a way that they're not usually processing, and that that visual channel, right? So it creates permission for what you just said, or it creates a validation. Gives us a way to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the yearning part of the pens. Like, why are they in the box?
Wow, yeah, they're calling. They're not only calling you, Dan, they're might have calling me too. Oh, they are calling. It's like, hey, hey, over here.
Yeah, that's great. Good fun.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I got a 10-foot roll of paper up there too. Large muscle felt pen work. It's good for your soul.
And the body. Instead of all the cramped up like this.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's got the full-size tablet, it's just like so how big is yours, Christina? You've got a fairly
yeah, I've got I can never remember if it's 22 or 24, but it's something like that. I think
so you can
I got one of the bigger Wacom's. Yeah.
You can gesture it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't cram myself into an iPad. Even a big iPad. So yeah.
It's okay on the bus or something.
Yeah, you travel. I do have I have a Wacom that's about the size of a iPad Pro, which is, like a laptop size that you can travel with, but I haven't been doing a lot of that lately.
Well, one of the gifts Father left was a little bit of cash behind. So now I'm thinking, what would Santa bring me? How big a Wacom would Santa bring me?
Santa better do some shopping and some research by the sounds of it.
That's hilarious. It's not like in many practices, disciplines. It's the tools.
Yeah, it's a necessity, right? I mean, now that we're going through what we're going through, it's a necessity. Just like it doesn't surprise me at all, Kristen, that they supported you because of the work you do, and to be able to support it in the digital environment, it's just a no-brainer. Like, you need it, just like we need physical representations of all these things. We need the digital to be able to do it digitally.
And also, I mean, can anybody imagine that the world is going to go back to people going to work every day? I mean, we've all learned that we don't need to be wasting time stuck in commutes or gas, all of that, it's opened up. And once you think that, it's going to be a different world. I'm actually kind of feeling very optimistic.
And even if it's a digital, the world is going more digital, there is a difference between watching a video or a record out of the box versus being with a group in the moment, in the here and now, and feel what's going on, or as you said, holding the space. And it's definitely a huge difference being with the group in here and now and being in that space.
And learning how to use this. So one of the things I did was create a workshop for my colleagues on how to have meetings online, because some people weren't there yet. And then they're staying at home. It's like, I have to get this. So, I'm supposed to chair this meeting and I have to figure this thing out. So, yeah, those are people who've been doing it long enough now that there's still some holdouts, I suppose, but, meeting people, groups and family dinners and, Yeah, we had my cousins in Australia and England and Edmonton and here, right? You know, like all together at once. Never would have done that before. It's been a pleasure.
It has.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I'm going to take off. It's a sunny day outside on this side of Victoria.
I was going to say, is it?
I hope it's coming this way because it's cloudy over here.
Well, I'm in Fernwood and it was sunny, but I don't see it right now.
I'm in Langford. We've had little spots of sun.
Hmm.
Have you had any sun yet, Christina?
Machosen. It's gloomy as heck out here. Yeah.
But it has stopped raining, so a good time for a walk, I think.
That's a funny thing about this. The number of times I've been in a meeting and heard a siren, and like it goes across the whole through people's faces.
Take care, everyone. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much, Christina.
Very, very welcome. Thank you for coming. Pleasure.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye,
Christina,
everyone.
I know you're still working out your dates, but I have a couple of people I want to send your way for fundamentals.
Yep.
Do you know those yet?
Yep. I can tell you them.
Cool.
Let's see. February 22 to May 5. It's
Great.
Mondays and Wednesdays from noon to 1 my time, Pacific.
Great.
Yeah. Thanks, Heather.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for this. Was beautiful. It's so great to see you work. Yeah, I had some pretty heavy stuff, and I realized as I was listening to everyone, I'm like, oh, I need a therapist. This is much deeper than what some of the things we were talking about today. But so thank you very much, Christina. This is great, great
Yeah, you're welcome.
processing. All right,
You're
take
welcome.
care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Frank. Thanks for coming. Nice to hear your voice and see your face. Yeah. Thanks for the Shift It purchase recently. Cool.
Thank you. See you soon, hopefully.
Good. Yes. Take care. Hi, Val.
I'm off, but thank you. This was, I love being even in a Zoom room talking big ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my happy place.
Yay.
So more of that in 2021.
Yes, please.
But yeah, yes, thank you. More, please.
Yeah.
And, I'll see you next week, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. For
Yeah.
sure. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Take care. Bye.